everybody, and welcome. You are listening to MFL Total Access. My name is William Power. This is Terry Babelis. We had a really fun Saturday this week. A lot of laughs, a lot of great games. What were your thoughts, Terry?
Lots of stuff, man. But before we start, I just want to know if you guys have any suggestions for other cool shows like the one we did last week, like switch it up a little bit. Let us know. We'll look into it and we'll see if we go that way. We already have an idea before the end of the regular season. But yeah, if you guys have any input, anything else, cool stuff you'd want to see, like, don't hesitate. Also, I didn't see Goldrick at the park last Saturday.
Yeah, me neither.
But I wanted to tell him really appreciate the time he took to give us that long comment.
For sure.
So yeah, definitely nice, and agreed with what he had to say.
You definitely like you're saying, Tier. We're sponges. Tell us whatever you guys think, as long as it's PG rated. But no, we definitely appreciate
It's not PG rated.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be, but some kids are watching the show. But no, definitely let us know your opinions. Let us know what you would like to see on the show. At the end of the day, we're doing this for you guys, and we want you guys to enjoy it as much as you can.
Also, another thing, Sportira didn't lie to me because my jersey took like a month to come. OG Panthers had some new swag this past weekend, but
Those
I saw
were sick.
We were not the only team. There was a bunch of teams who had new jerseys.
Oh, really?
Like even on your team, like the jersey you and Iggy got, like it's from Sportira,
Right.
and you guys got it the same week.
Facts.
Like the Red Zone had new jerseys.
Yeah, they were nice.
Red who else? But I remember that I noticed like a couple of teams had some new jerseys. So yeah, I guess everyone ordered them at the same time, and they all came all together now. So yeah, everyone's looking good.
For sure, definitely. Look, what did I say?
We're looking the best, OG Panthers.
Yeah, I'd gotta say yes. You look
I think
good.
that's why we won our game.
Yeah, that's true. I was shocked you guys won. I guess is that, but you look good, you play good, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Or if you don't play good, at least you look good.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
You know who said that?
No.
Prime time.
Oh, 21 reasons, baby. 21 reasons.
Before we start, we got a couple of shout-outs. This past weekend, a lot of records were broken.
Yeah.
Especially in Div 2. Steve-O, 387 yards and 9 touchdowns. Both are single-game bests in Division 2. He previously held the record with 8 touchdowns in one game, tied with a couple of other guys. But he wanted the record alone.
Yes.
So no one has thrown 9 touchdowns in one game. No one has thrown for over 387 yards.
That is insane.
That crazy 58-40 game against the Haters and Max.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, I don't think this guy gets enough love in the league. Louis Mathieu's full.
Yeah.
Last week, he was Kevin's player of the week. He had 80 yards, 3 touchdowns. This week, he had 200 yards and 3 touchdowns once again. To be exact, he had 189 yards.
11 catches?
Yes. The 189 yards is also a new record in Division 2. And this guy's just balling right now.
Honestly, Terry, for sure, you say he doesn't get enough love. He's a kind of a quiet guy, and a guy that I call 2-point conversion. We'll get into that story a little later on. But no, I was reffing another game at the same time. I saw him catching a deep pass. He was hyped about the game. It was a big game, and he definitely led you guys to victory. And not having Dagger in that game for you guys is important, so he had to carry the load, and he definitely did.
Dagger unfortunately got hurt earlier against the Henchman Outlaws game.
Yes.
And I kept telling him, Dagger, take it easy. We got a big game. And we had to play with 7 guys because Dagger wasn't there, and he's a huge piece on offense and on defense for us. But before we start, in my mind, Louis Mathieu is the best receiver in Division 2 right now. And, you're looking at the stats, and there's other top receivers with similar stats, like Sebastien Béchard, Sean Haney, and others. But one thing to keep in mind that I'm not sure many people are aware of, Louis has those stats in 3 games. Even though it says 5 games played, he played 2 games at quarterback for us.
Right.
So
good point.
He has those top stats. He has over 300 yards, and he has 6 touchdowns right now in 3 games.
So averaging more than basically 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, and when the awards are going to come up later on in the year, you're going to see I played a full 10-game season, but his stats are going to be prorated on 8 games only.
Okay, so is that actually how it works? It's going to be on 8 or
No. When you go in the stats, you're going to see 10 games
played. Right.
But I'm just saying the people that vote on the awards, they're not going to go say, did he actually play quarterback or whatnot? But I'm letting you guys know now. This guy's 5 games in, he's played 2 games at quarterback. He only has 3 games as a receiver.
Right.
And he's putting up these monster stats.
Honestly, it's crazy. I subbed obviously that game with you guys back in the beginning of the year with OG. I find there's really no fault to his game. He's got speed, he's got hands, he's got good route running. He doesn't look like the fastest guy, but he get yards after catch, and
there's literally no one that could have covered him.
Yeah,
they were changing up, and no one.
It's incredible to have connection with your quarterback with Charles and him, but at that point it's more than that. It's a connection, and also the wide receiver being a baller and saying I'm going to take this game over, and he did.
All right, I'm still in first place in our picks.
Yes, by 2 games, I'm in second.
That lead increased a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it did. It was a good week.
I didn't get much help though. There was a couple of teams that were missing their QB, and I'm you guys could have told me beforehand.
That's John has insight, right? John has the insight. Not gonna let us know. Still in last place.
Well, reach out, guys. Like,
yeah, let us know.
Let
us know. We I don't
maybe
think,
because we're in first and second, they don't want to let us know.
Yeah, I guess that's because it'd be like unfair. We'd be like here and here, and Kevin and John would be here. So you gotta make it even.
All right, let's get right into it. First game, let's start with D1. Outlaws Bitter Boys.
Yeah, start with that one.
I don't have really much to say. It was great to see JS back in the game.
Yeah.
They're obviously missing Guillaume Robert though, so not ideal for him. But JS throws such a nice ball. He didn't play poor. Like he didn't play amazing either. He missed a couple of games. He was on vacation and stuff. But his receivers, like there were a couple of drops on some deep balls where he couldn't throw, and like they had a great attitude throughout the game. Like we're not gonna like lie to ourselves. Like it's not a great season that Bitter Boys are having right now.
For sure.
They're really struggling in D1 this year, but they had a great attitude. Mario was there too, and yeah, like I think they just got to take it one game at a time now and try to get better and build up for the fall season. Obviously, missing their stud on offense and on defense, Guillaume Robert does not help. Steve-O balled out the way he usually does. He had as many incompletions as touchdowns. He's going 20 for 25, 173, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Sounds like him.
And it was great ball distribution all around for the Outlaws.
The thing is, like, talking about Bitter Boys now, of course, there's no, like, moral victories. You know, you say, we had a season, we won. But the thing with them is that, like, of course, they've had guys that are injured. They had JS, their star quarterback, that was missing. But we talk about an MFL, and their attitude is always great. And not only is their attitude, but they play every game as if they're playing in the finals. Whether they're up 30-0, down 30-0, whether they're 1-8,
They
whether
haven't
they're
usually been up
8-1.
30-0.
No, you're right. I don't know if they, like, had a lead for too long this season, but you know what I mean. Like, honestly, whatever the score is, whatever's happening after throwing a pick six, their heads are always up. You can see they're a real team. And I think that, unfortunately, for this season, it's kind of a wrap for them, as I don't think they have a chance to make the playoffs. But you build off this chemistry, build off those positive vibes, and honestly, like in any sport, you want to see your guys competing, and that's all you can ask for. And that's what these guys are doing under the difficult circumstances and their first year playing D1.
At the same time, you're talking about no moral victories, but when you look at the Henchman game against Holy Trollers 2 weeks ago, when Henchmen were down, Holy Trollers were down big in that game, and they were still marching, saying, okay, one drive at a time, let's get better, let's prefer next game. And look, turns out they beat Moretti Crime Family the week after.
Big upset.
Yeah, huge upset. So, like, each drive, each play, like, you want to win that play. You want to win that drive. You want to score on that drive, and you just get better.
You never know what, like you said, you never know what one play can do for your entire season. You make a nice catch, it kind of pumps up your team, and you don't want to take any plays off for sure.
So let's move along to the game, the Division 1 game of the week. And what a game it was.
What a game. 35-34, Outlaws beating us in overtime. I said to you guys after the game, you guys are like the... I can't believe I'm complimenting the Patriots, but you guys like the Patriots in the sense that whenever the Patriots, I can't believe I'm saying, but anyway, the Outlaws, I feel like whenever you guys are losing, you guys are calm, you guys are a team, we talk about that, but
Outlaws football, that's Outlaws football, baby.
It is, and I never felt like, even when we took the lead, we were up 34-26, I think.
Once again, it was like deja vu, up at halftime.
Yeah, it was like literally like a repeat of the first game, and we were up by 8, I believe, with about 4.
You guys did score some points in the second half this time.
Yeah, right. This time we were able to score, we were able to march the ball down the field, but up by 8 in that game, big 2-point conversion caught by Hugo.
Yeah.
Then after that, you guys marched down the field, a few roughing the passer calls that that you guys got, marched on the field, you scored, got the 2-point conversion to make it 34-34, and at that point, it's like, once you guys come back and tie the game, I didn't think I wouldn't, in my mind, you guys
lost.
Well, I didn't give up, but I said, crap, like they have the momentum now. And once you guys have it, it's hard to get it away. And then we had the ball, a chance to score. You came up with a few clutch sacks on Rossi. Then you guys won the game in overtime. Vince getting the game-winning catch, an unlikely hero for that team. And honestly, I think that like with you guys is... you guys put up 35 points, and Shmuda didn't necessarily have the game of his life. They're the numbers he's used to putting up. Yeah. Marvin had a big game. Svedna had an incredible game, 111 yards. And honestly, I think that like you guys are just like a well-oiled machine. And I think you guys are kind of hoping we don't squeeze into the playoffs. So I think that your 2 toughest games were against us. But you guys find a way to win again.
With all honesty, we spoke about it in our 2 toughest games this season, even though we're undefeated. Now we're both games we played you guys. You guys are the team that did give us the hardest time, especially in that last game. Surprisingly, Chris and Andrew were very calm. I didn't hear them that much. Yep. I don't know if it was because Andrew didn't get the last laugh the first time we played around, or because Marvin scored 2 touchdowns in that game that he wasn't yapping as much, and he wasn't his normal self. But I was surprised to not hear them as much actually. Both QBs balled out statistically in this game. Like Steve-O 20 for 28, 200 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Jason Rossi 32 for 45, 271, 5 touchdowns and 1 pick. And what a pick that was by Jonathan Svetna. Oh my God. Like when you saw him diving, you're like, no way he's getting that pick. And then he got it, he secured it, put his both arms underneath it before he hit the ground. Like, wow.
I was gonna go to the ref like incomplete, and I was like, no, like
it's not even worth it.
No, he caught it. Like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah, and like it was really the Zvetna and Hugo show, right? Like,
Yeah.
Zvetna, you said his stats: 7 catches, 111 yards,
Yeah.
1 touchdown, and a huge 2-point. But then Hugo, 7 catches, 58 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also 1 huge 2-point convert.
Huge.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's Rossi's guy, and you would say at the end of it, for you guys, I mean, you guys have a plethora of different guys
Yeah,
you can.
the 3 big S's.
Right, that's what I mean. You guys have a bunch of guys you can go to, and I think that for us too, like I'd say Hugo is probably the main guy, and but we have other guys that can step it up. But no, Hugo had the game, really had another great game. Never really has a game off, but it was a battle of the 2 giants there, and you guys came out on top.
How about even giving a little shout out to our boy Dave G? 10 tackles in that game, even chirping Jeff on one of them when he
I
tackled
know,
for 1 yard.
it's so not
and
like
Jeff
him.
keeps running. He's like, yeah, continue running.
I can't so not like Dave, but it just goes to show you like how intense
that
it was.
rivalry gets.
For sure, it was an intense game, but it was like I say at the end we kept cool heads. It wasn't like any like unsportsmanlike or anything like that. It's the perfect game you want in D1, a high scoring game.
Felt like a playoff game.
It did, and I hope that's going to be a playoff matchup.
I know, like it's like we said in other shows. It's really hard to beat the same team 3 times in a season.
Right, totally.
And those 2 games that we played, you were like almost playoff like
Vibes,
games.
yeah, totally.
And like it's almost like maybe who knows if we're gonna play a 3rd time.
I think if Destiny has it, I think we'll meet up in the playoffs.
You really think we're making the playoffs?
I ain't saying no.
3-0, 3-0.
2-0 now, baby. 2-0. Let's go.
All right, that's it for Div 1. Let's go to Div 2 now. Before I start, I was looking at the scores of all the Div 2 games, and we don't keep track of like the points like scored per week.
Right.
But this week had super high scoring games.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
You know how I like numbers? I calculated something quickly. Like before week 6, the average points scored per team this season were just under 25 points a game.
Okay.
This past week, the average points per each team scored was over 35.
Come on.
So we had 2 games hit 50 points. We had 3 games hit 40, and we had 4 games hit 30. Out of the 19, like those 6 games, so out of the 12 teams, 9 out of the 12 went for over 30 points. Isn't that insane?
That's great quarterback play.
Or poor defense?
Yeah, I'm gonna say great quarterback play. But yeah, no, it's like you're 100% right, Taylor. Just like looking at these 38-35, 40-20, 40-30, 53-26, 58-40. Like that's Madden type numbers.
Yeah.
that's college football type numbers.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, honestly.
Yeah. And let's start with the KLB who scored 50 points on Honor Game.
Yeah, they did.
I warned you about this like 2 weeks ago. Remember when we were talking about them and I screwed up and I thought you were playing them the week after? I'm like, okay,
1000%.
you even got 2 weeks now.
1000%.
Like these guys are for real.
Yeah. Terry, I know there's some games where you take teams for granted. This was not one of them. I knew how good they were, right? We've been talking about it on the podcast for a while. I've been praising them, praising their quarterback, their receivers. This team is like, when they're feeling it, I think they can compete in D1, and I'm really not just saying that. I think that, look, it was, for talking about Honor Game's point of view, it's good we get this loss now, kind of midway through the season. We were 4-0, losing now. We become 4-1. It was a little bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah.
I think we were kind of cruising past teams, and this team is good, and they were just firing completely on all cylinders. They were scoring at will. They were literally scoring at will. It was 15 yards, 20 yards.
They're scoring on will?
No, I got a pick in that game, mind you. It was a fluke pick. It landed right on my hands, but still. They scored every single possession except for that one, and it was, they were... Like, honestly, we just couldn't stop them. We had absolutely no answer. They had the 15-yard in. They had the short pass. Their QB was scrambling when they needed to. They hit deep bombs. And it was like, you look at the stats in this game, and it was like a game where they just did whatever they wanted.
I got them. I'll go ahead.
Thank you.
But, yeah, I agree with you. You guys were like 4-0 and like rolling. Everything was going well for you guys. You were bound to have one like drop off at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just happened that this year was not Dave's best game. Dave's, after 4 games, was averaging just 1 interception and 1 sack against per game. He threw 4 picks in this game. He got sacked 3 times. Very uncharacteristic of Dave.
Yeah.
But what was crazy is he still threw for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Right.
So it's like it was a little bit of a weird game there. Like you're playing poorly, but also playing like well at some like aspects. You guys couldn't get like the points you needed.
Yeah.
Still scored 26. You actually had not bad of a game. 8 catches, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, and you also got that fluky interception that you said. But also Kareem had got 2. Like it wasn't. You know, you're not going to praise someone in the loss there, but like he had 2 really nice touchdowns in that game, right?
Right. No, there was the one on the sideline, like that tiptoe catch was like a perfect throw, and it was like he just caught it, and then he had another long bomb catch he just went under it and got both hands under it. Yeah, he had a really great game, and defensively too, he played solid.
But now to talk about like the real team in this game, KLB.
Yes.
Like man, I heard talking and like they said that sometimes they go out on Friday night and get like really wasted. So like when they're not as hungover on like the Saturday, this is how they play. So this was like last Friday was like a soft night for them. Like they just like they weren't like they didn't go that crazy. So
they needed the win.
Yeah, I guess they needed the win. So I know Jeremy Riendo Demers got John's Player of the Week honors, but literally, I don't know how he chose because could have went to anybody. Like, Jonathan Plul, 19 for 30, 273 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 3 one-point converts, and he added an interception on defense.
Yes.
These are all two-way players. Look at this. Alex Valliere, 9 catches, 101 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 sacks.
Yeah, he was a machine in that game.
Conte Fonef, 3 catches, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And an interception on defense.
Yes.
And then the player of the week, Jeremy Riendo Demers, 5 for 67, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1 pick 6, 1 pick 2. Like, what couldn't he do in this game?
Honestly,
he was doing it all.
Really, it was
like, how did John just go eeny, meeny, miny,
yeah,
they all could have been like, what, like, when you have 4 studs like that that are playing 2 ways, I know there are only 6 players that they got a last-minute sub.
Yes.
From a lower division in that game, so there were only 5 roster players plus their sub, and they all balled out.
This could have been the one time where John decides to give Player of the Week to a team.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know how that works, but
they got 3-headed monster plus their quarterback.
Exactly, and the thing was too, like the catches they were making, like they weren't wide open. There was defenders on
crazy.
them.
Like it was toe dragging, like one-handed catches, back of the end zone, like every catch like a highlight reel for them. Like 100%. It wasn't like it was. Yeah.
Even the weeks they lost, it was like that for them.
Yeah, I remember the game against us. It was like that too. Like everything was going well for them. Like
I think I'm gonna call these guys the Harlem Globetrotters of D2. I like that.
No, but like the other team tries.
Yeah, no, not this, not no hate against us. Yes, you're right. I'm saying they're the Globetrotters. They're a fun team to watch.
Anyway, that's enough praise for KLB before the heads get too big. Yes. How about some for OG Panthers? Show me some love.
Yeah, OG Panthers. You
didn't pick us, eh?
No, I was the only one to pick against you guys.
I saw your picks. I think you picked us this week, but maybe you should change it.
Yeah, maybe. Kind of a spoiler alert there, but totally, like we talked about earlier, 2-point conversion, having an absolutely monster game.
Okay, why you come 2-point conversion?
So we played at not Laval, at Loyola that one time, and we were down by 1. It was a scrimmage game, and I believe it was Steve. We were down by 1. We went for 2 for the win, and he got a toe drag swag catch in the back of the end zone for 2 points. And I didn't know his name at the time, so I called him 2-point conversion, and it just stuck. What a cool name, 2-point conversion. So yeah, 2-point conversion, getting 11 catches, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know how many 2-point conversions he had in that game, but look, getting the win for you guys. And I think the more impressive part is that you guys threw 5 interceptions to Dynasty throwing 1, and you guys won the game. How does that happen?
Our D came up big in that game. Our D came up really big in that game. Also, Dynasty was missing their star wide receiver who was player of the week from the previous week, Sébastien Béchard.
Okay.
It was kind of like the matchup of the players of the week, as Louis Mathieu was Kevin's player of the week, and Sébastien was John's player of the week.
Okay.
So, but unfortunately Sébastien wasn't there. But Charles also played really well. Like I know he threw those 5 picks, but he threw for 300 yards. He went 70% completion, and he also threw 6 touchdown passes. Right. So he did those 300 yards, and he went 28 for 40. So that's crazy. And like I said, our D came up really big. Like we gave up 30 points, but their QB Kevin Marion, who's a great quarterback, only completed 10 passes in that game.
Wow.
Like, we threw 10 picks, but he only completed 10 passes.
I guess they were all bombs. Like,
yeah, Loic came up clutch on that.
I saw that pick. That was nice.
How nice was that to pick when he
undercut it? Yeah.
You didn't probably know what the score was. That we were up 34-30 with 2 minutes left.
Whoa.
It was a 4-point game with 2 minutes left. They were driving to take the lead, and he came up big with that pick. So
that was a nice play.
That was huge.
He's another player that flies under the radar.
He's played 3 games for us right now so far in the season. He's leading our team with 2 interceptions. And both of interceptions, I could argue, were huge. The other one was an early pick 6 in our other win.
Okay.
So, yeah, coming up big for us on that defense.
But talking about what you said about Charles, like, of course, throwing the 5 interceptions isn't great, but you'd rather a game where you throw 7 touchdowns and 4 picks, like 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, right?
Because at least he threw the 5 picks in a game where he threw for 300 yards and 6 touchdowns, right?
You're giving, like, you want to play it safe, in other words, to limit the picks, but at the end of the day, the name of the game is scoring touchdowns.
At the same time, 2 or 3 of those picks went off receivers' hands, and they were bobbled balls. Like, I spoke to Shah for the game. 2 were clearly on him.
Okay.
But the other 2.5, 3 were not, like 2 other ones were not for sure not his fault.
Right. Well,
and there was one that was maybe not an interception that was called an interception. So we won't get into that because I'm also a ref.
I heard you guys
not throwing my refs under the bus, but
I heard Loic saying, "If you can't see, you can't call it."
We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So yeah, I said it before, say it again, but before we move on, like Louis Mathieu's on another level this year, man.
Agreed. I think that only way to stop him is to put 2 guys on him.
You gotta put at least 4. Okay, let's go to D3. I think you ref this game. Nice TDs against Black Knights.
What a fun game. Honestly, I ref 2 games this past Saturday. Both of them are really good ones. This game had everything. It was, it was kind of middle of not a super high scoring game. Great defensive plays made. A little bit of trash talking, but like clean.
Who's trash talking who?
Well, obviously it was nice he's trash talking the other team because that's how it goes.
Is that why Chris Nanjo had no more like breath or voice for the next game?
For the henchman game, yeah, they were like all tired out, probably. But no, really good game. Defensive effort, great by nice CDs. Both Andrew and Chris getting 2 interceptions. Leon struggled a little bit in this game.
Wait. What up? Like, who actually bought that lullaby of them like not playing defense? Like,
I think John went soft. We love John.
We're not gonna play. We're just there like. They each had 2 interceptions, and they're both ballers. They're both D1 players. Like,
yes.
They're not maybe D1 players. They're both D1 players. And like, 4 interceptions. Like Leon doesn't throw that many picks. He threw 4 in that game to 2 D1 players. Like, yeah, I don't know. Whoever. Like, when I heard that before the season started, I'm like, no chance in hell that's gonna like.
Let it fly.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I was surprised too. And just to your point, the final score was 25-19. So only giving up 3 touchdowns, nice season. But Andrew's interception was the game sealer. It was a toe drag swag near the back of the end zone.
Nice.
The other team had said out, but I was reffing, and it really was clearly in.
Obviously, the team said out.
I didn't just give it because it was my boy Andrew. It was in.
You gave it just as your boy Andrew?
No, I didn't give it because it was my boy Andrew.
You gotta articulate that.
I did not give it because it was my boy Andrew. I gave it because he caught it. But yeah, look at this game, 13-13 at half, tie game, and then in the second half, nice CD scoring, 12-6. Chris, pretty good game, 21 of 30, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He also had a rushing TD. This was a game where it was like, you had to have a head on a swivel because any team could make a play with any player. Like, it wasn't like necessarily one player dominating on each side of the ball.
It wasn't just JC Andrew.
No, it really wasn't. Sean Kennedy had a pretty good game, and Simal had a good game in terms of yardage for nice CDs. Really good game, and the way I would describe this is if these guys played 10 times, I think they split 5-5. I picked Black
Knights.
Knights.
These teams able to compete in D2?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
Like, would they go at least 500?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I think so. And just to add on to that point, I picked Black Knights to win this game just because I find like it was such a tough game to predict. And I really think these teams are really evenly matched, and hopefully this can become a playoff matchup when the playoffs come around.
Yeah, I picked Black Knights because of the uncertainty of like Sean Kennedy and JC both being there. So
Right.
they both missed a couple of games.
You picked nice CDs, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, I picked nice CDs because of that uncertainty.
Right.
Had I known they both would have been there, I probably would have leaned towards Black Knights side,
Yeah.
and they didn't even win the game with their star players.
Surprising. Also,
you gave out Chris' stats. I know he played pretty well. Look at his rushing stats. He didn't have, I think he had like 7 carries for 14 yards.
Yeah.
In great part, Jamal is playing really well. He had 2 sacks on Chris, and Chris, like I've played him many times, he's a hard quarterback to sack. So for Jamal to get 2 sacks on Chris in Division 3, like Chris dances on people in Division 1, right?
Right.
With his jukes and yards and his yak. So like for him to, like Jamal be able to somewhat contain Chris. I know he got that 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Like props on Jamal for that. And he's like second in the league right now in sacks. And with 9 and 6 games.
Even when, like, the thing is, like, we look about stats and, like, you attest this too as being a rusher, like, even when he wasn't sacking Chris, he was still, like, getting in his head and forcing Chris to make bad throws. So that doesn't appear on the stat sheet, but he was still doing his job as a rusher. Yeah. Even when he wasn't sacking Chris.
Yeah, good up-and-coming rusher in this league.
My man to keep up for, that's for sure. Keep an eye out for him.
All right, let's go to Arno's and Washington Foreskins.
Undefeated.
What happened there?
Yeah, so... It was.
I was sure since I picked you guys, you weren't gonna win.
Yeah, me too. I was usually when you pick against us, we obviously pick for us.
But obviously, John got another sub from a higher division in Alexis Ferrand, who plays D2, and right.
First of all, we were missing Alec and James, so like I mean that kind of like balances out. But yeah, no, pulling his stats, 6 catches, 73 yards, a touchdown.
Did he steal some targets from you?
Yeah, he may have.
Because you got like your average is going lower and lower every game. Like, aren't you that deep guy?
Look, as long as we're winning games, I'm happy, Terry.
I know you're a great teammate, but like
I appreciate that. But
did he say, okay, the route that we'll use runs? Okay, Alexi, you do it now.
Yeah, he kind of ran a few drags to him, and I was a little disappointing. That's usually my route, but like can't complain as long as we're getting the win. But Mauricio, like we talked about checking his stats after. Like for a snapper, it's incredible how many yards per catch is he does the ballerina thing where he spins and does like the twinkle toes.
8 catches, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
It's almost like I almost want to go and deflag him because it's like annoying. It's like, why can't you deflag him? But no, what's really underrated about Mo is he has great hands, and he doesn't look like the most athletic guy, but he's a smart player. He knows
he's been playing with John for a very long time.
That's what I mean, and he really does have solid hands. Like if the ball's in anywhere in his vicinity, he's gonna catch it.
Solid hands to deflag. Also, we saw in that highlight video when he got that huge tackle.
Insane. But yeah, no. For Iron Wolves, John had another John type game, 25-33, 5 touchdowns, no picks, 240 yards, and I have to say our defense is doing pretty good this year. Like I mean, defensively we seem to be winning these ugly type games, but our offense is rolling, our defense is rolling. I think like defensively we're doing really well.
I think John trying to prove that he actually deserves QB of the year, and he's not just gonna get it because he gives it to himself.
Right.
Looking at the QB stats in this division, John's like pretty much like in the leader, like right
Okay,
now. Yeah,
that's
he's
great
running
news.
away with it. Yeah,
That's amazing.
but he still needs to up those rushing stats a little bit. He has 26 attempts for 28 yards, slightly over one. It's really important for him to keep it over 1 yard a carry throughout the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but like it's important.
I mean, like for like him averaging 2 yards a carry is like you averaging like 25 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's why I'm
like,
just asking for him to keep it over one.
Yeah. I say he ends the season with like 2.1 yards per carry.
2.1? He's going to double up?
Yeah, 2.1.
He's barely at one now.
He's good. Don't worry, bro. I trust my guy. I trust him.
Other thing, like, maybe this is why his rushing yards per carry are so low. I saw him got sacked a couple of times in this game.
Yeah.
Like, got sacked 4 times. Like, huge shout out to Mathieu Laforêt from the Foreskins. He's the sack leader in Division 3 right now with 13 in 5 games only. And he got sacked 4 times, but I'm sure I saw, like, he probably got sacked on converts too, right?
Yeah, but that and
because like I saw starting off getting get sacked, like that should be more than 4.
His sacks were also clutch. He got like 2 sacks in the red zone on the same drive, and I don't think we scored on that one. He kind of knows when to turn it up there, and like when like the defense was bending, and then like we need to play, boom, he was making a play and he was getting a sack. And it was like every time I look back, John was like, oh shoot, like he didn't throw type of thing.
Yeah.
But like better to get sacked than obviously
like
throw
when
a pick.
you sack the QB and he's gonna get the ball off, that's when you know. Like,
yeah. But no, honestly, a great rusher, and you were talking about him for like a while in previous shows, but I got to see firsthand how good he is.
Yeah, and like not like yes, good win for you guys, congrats, but like Foreskins are not only missing their QB and Gabriel Prou, who's a baller.
Yeah.
They're also missing their main receiver, Gabriel Samné, who has like 300 yards in 2 games, but is also a great backup quarterback. He's usually their main guy who backs up the other Gabriel when Prou is missing. Samné usually goes in at quarterback.
Right.
And he's a great runner. He like I think he's averaging like 50 yards per game as a on the ground when he QBs. So like they're missing those 2 guys, and like unfortunately for them, it's the week they had like 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And they went out with 2 L's, and that's the next game we're going to talk about. Average Joe's and Foreskins.
Yep.
Man, 30-6. Foreskins now 3 straight losses.
Yeah.
12 total points in those 3 games because they got shut out against Nice Cities the week before.
Right.
Jason keeps playing well, man.
Really?
Our boy Jason, man. Like, but the D also stepped up in that game. The other Jason Edwards, had 2 huge interceptions.
Yes,
Stanley
that
Louis,
was a very nice
2
one.
huge sacks in that game. Great like team effort all around. Carlos was making some huge tackles.
I love his intensity on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh my god,
I love it.
Hype man.
It's like a Super Bowl for him, and that's how it should be. I love that.
Like I think that was a free agent team. What like a coincidence for him to be like with the Jason on the same team? Like you have the 2 hype men together.
It's a great pairing for sure.
Yeah.
But to add on what you said, Jason came up to me at the end of the game. It was his birthday, by the way, on Saturday.
Yeah, it was my birthday.
Yes, and he didn't. He said he didn't have the great game. It was kind of the defense stepping up.
Yeah. He did what he had to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, look at his stats here: 19 of 32, like not a bad completion percentage. 128, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Not great, but at the end of the day, if your defense is balling out, you don't have to force stuff, right? Defense played really well, like you said. Edwards getting the 2 interceptions. I saw one of them, a really really nice play. Average Joe's, man, they looking a little bit scary now. I don't think any team wants to play them. I can't believe. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that. But no, they right now tallying off a few straight wins, and I think like the good thing about Jason, he seems to be spreading the ball around, and I think that everyone's bought into the system, and everyone's playing for the love of the game and for each other. I don't see guys playing for individual stats, like getting on each other's nerves. And I think like we talked about Carlos on the defensive side of the ball, he's always able to up that mentality.
The heart and soul of that team.
And he's also a good defender too. He's draped on defenders. He's a good short in the short flats. He makes plays on the ball. So
they might have to change their team name because they're not really average anymore.
No, they ain't average. The unaverage Joes, really.
Yeah. That's it. Let's go to Division 4. I don't want to talk about this, but the Sneaky Snakes defeated the Thunder Buddies 19-18.
Upset of the year.
Yeah, that was a hard game for me. I really played bad. I think it was like one of my worst games since like my first season as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But like kudos to them. They intercepted me 4 times. G had a great game. Like as a defender, 2 picks for him. He also scored a nice touchdown. David Brisson, who Kevin was really hard on him in his articles, played well. He only had 9 completions, but he did what he had to do to get the dub. Like he scored 3 touchdowns to only 1 interception. He threw a gorgeous corner like ball to Nicolas Theolis at the corner of the end zone to go up early in the second half. A funny thing in this game, we were down 7-6 before half with 1 play left, and G threw a Hail Mary. Yeah. And it got caught like at the 5-yard line, and we tackled the guy at the 1. Like you ever see a Hail Mary being caught? Gosh. But it was short of the end zone, and Ben was subbing for us that game, and he tackled the receiver at the 1-yard line.
So it was almost a pick 6.
No. G threw a pass.
Yeah.
It got caught.
Yeah.
By his own receiver from his team.
Yeah.
For the score. But we tackled him at the 1.
Oh, got you. Wait, okay, got you now. Who made the tackle?
It was Ben.
Oh, who you just said?
Ben from Beauté, yeah. We got
got you.
Do you need me to restart?
No, wait, you didn't. You weren't.
We're talking about Thunder Buddies, Sneaky Snakes?
Yeah, let's continue on.
So how often do you see that Hail Mary being completed,
right,
but not scored?
Right, got you. Okay. Yeah, because G has a good arm too, eh? Obviously, primarily a receiver on that team, but he has a good arm.
And Mario Lou also balled out a big touchdown and a huge INT.
Game-winning pick, eh? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So yeah.
It happens. Look, but I know like you guys are kind of going a little bit down now, but hopefully you guys can regroup. Definitely trust you guys. I think you guys are playing Titans coming up.
Next game is against the Titans.
That's going to be a crazy game. I think it'll be like a ton of rushing yards in that game. But look, you guys have the team to figure it out. You know, you as the head of that team obviously know what to do. You got experienced players on that team. You got good players on that team.
We got a couple of big pieces that were missing for the last month. We had an injury to Kevin. Nick Cousset was on vacation, and Alex St. was working for the whole month. So like, those are 3 big pieces that should be coming back for the last 2 games of the season before we start the playoffs. So it'll be nice to have them back.
For sure, definitely. No, you guys will be good.
We didn't really see any other Division 4 games, but I got a good question for you. What surprised you more this week? Flamboyant Flamingos only winning 19-7 against the struggling Beauté, or Serial Killers getting shut out 31-0 against the Raw Sauce?
I'd say both, but if I had to pick one, it'd be the Flamboyant Flamingos. I think, I love Serial Killers. I did predict them to lose in this game, unfortunately. And they did lose. Raw Sauce is a really good team. I've jumped on that bandwagon since reffing their game against Le Panache, even though they lost that one. So I think Serial Killers were kind of bound to have a little bit of a poor game. They did, unfortunately. But yeah, Flamingos, I think they put up 19 points. Really surprising. I thought the game was going to be completely one-sided. I didn't really catch much.
They've been averaging like 50 points a game.
Yes, and they were missing some players, I believe. Like looking at the stats, they were missing some guys, but still against Beauté, no shot against Beauté. But I mean, a team that's struggling like that, you think Flamboyant Flamingos being the favorites in that division would be able to at least win the game by 3-4 possessions. But it happens. Can't always be on your A game. Still got the win, still undefeated. But I think that something to look out for the Flamingos.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I think a Serial Killer is putting up 0 points because they also had an explosive offense. They had the cameraman there videotaping their game.
Yeah.
They had the whole fan base in the stands cheering them on.
Yes.
Like, not even score a single touchdown in that game. That surprised me a lot more. Like, I said in previous shows, I do think Flamboyant Flamingos are for real.
Yeah.
But I also feel they did play against weaker competition.
Yeah, that is true.
And they still beat Beauté by 2 possessions. But yeah, Serial Killers, they were on a roll, right? And I also thought Raw Sauce was the better team. I also picked Raw Sauce, but not for them to win in that fashion.
Right.
Let's go to D5 now. As much as D2 was super high scoring, D5 was super close games.
Yes.
I'll give you the scores. 32-26, 26-25, 26-24. So we had 2 out of the 3 games be decided by 1 or 2 points, and the other game be decided by a touchdown. Like, how close are these teams in this division? Like,
it's crazy, honestly.
At the beginning of the season, we saw maybe a little bit more of a blowout, but as teams are like learning the ropes and like getting to know each other more and getting that chemistry on, each team is getting better and better, and like the parity is becoming closer in this division.
I can't believe I'm saying this, and I think I want to ref as many D5 games as I can. And I know, obviously, I'm capable of reffing any level from D1 to D5 for sure. I know that, but no, D5 games have been incredibly interesting. The game I ref, the last game of the day, was Mimosa Crew against the Last Calls. What a game! Mimosa Crew. Oh man, they're
the team with the Dolphins jerseys, right?
Yes, it's my
not
team.
A good idea that you ref them, eh?
No. It's try to give them a few calls and.
Are you you picked?
I picked Mimosa Crew.
Okay, did you only pick them because of the jerseys?
Yeah, of course. No, that's not. I picked them. They have a solid team.
So you're the only team that picked. You were the only guy that picked them.
And
obviously, Last Calls had to show you, since you're refing the game, that you were wrong.
Exactly, who the real boss is for sure. I completely get it. But Mimosa Crew, I kind of felt for them because they had this game. I don't want to say they
were leading the whole time, right?
Yeah, they
were back and forth.
It was back and forth, and then Mimosa Crew has winless, right? So
Are you sure about that?
I think so. I hope I'm not.
Mimosa Crew got 2 wins.
Mimosa has 2 wins.
Mimosa Crew beat Phoenix.
Okay,
they shut out Phoenix.
Okay, wow.
Like, that's something to remember. Phoenix's only loss came against Mimosa Crew.
Okay, good call. I don't know why, because at the field they were starting.
You also didn't understand when we're talking about Hail Mary and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's my bad, because for some reason...
You finished your coffee, right?
Yeah, so then we were set. Well, no, for some reason, I thought I heard them saying that they didn't think they were going to win a game all year, blah, blah, blah. But no, they had this game, Terry. They had this game in the bag. And unfortunately for them, it was a clutch play by Sebastien Alzate. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He got a pick 6 late in the game. It was a pass to Omar Jackson. He undercut it to make it 25-25. They got the extra point to make it 26-25. On the offensive side of the ball, Sebastien had 7 catches, 97 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is one of the better players in D5.
And he had the 1-point convert.
Yes, exactly.
That only... they won by 1, right?
Right, exactly, for sure. He's definitely a player to watch out for, and he was playing primarily against Omar Jackson. Obviously, we know Omar Jackson, a great player. I think too strong for D5. He had a great game. He had a touchdown. He had a couple of passing touchdowns. This was a really, really good game, back and forth, and I think that Mimosa Crew kind of missed a chance to put their stamp on this division.
It's funny, we see that often, like Samuel Germain type of player, like in Division 5, when you have like one really, really good player, he does it all for you. He gets the picks, gets passing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, just rushing touchdown too, just to add to it,
Taysom Hill of the MFL, honestly. But no, this was a really fun game to watch, honestly, and like the vibe of this game was great. A lot of nice catches made by both teams. Quarterback for Les Las Calls, Guillaume Lacombe. Stats weren't great in this game. He did have a few jobs. He's a really good quarterback. He was spot on. He's good at evading the rusher, and his ball is not only is it pretty, but it gets there. It comes as a spiral. It gets to his receivers. He always gives the receiver a chance to make a play. Unfortunately for them, they didn't. They had quite a few jobs, but they still won the game. But Guillaume had a really good game, excluding the stats in that game. He's honestly a really just like great thrower of the football.
It was really like all offense in the first half. After the first half, the score was 25-19.
Right.
And then there were no points scored by the offense in the second half. It was the only points of the game was that pick 6.
Right. Yeah. It was
crazy.
It was
to
a
see
tale
such
of
a
two
high
halves.
score in the first half and then like nothing in the second half.
I think the thing was the defenses adjusted. The defenses adjusted well. They kind of shaded both of their best receivers on both teams.
And that's where I was going with this. You always got to give our rushers some love. Julie Leblanc-Goulet 2 sacks and Mathieu Alzate 1 sack. So that defense combined for 3 sacks in that game.
Yeah.
So that must have been huge.
Those are big for sure, and I think the majority of them came in the second half. Whenever you get a sack, pushing your team back makes it a second down and long, third and long. That's why I said that both defenses really clutched up in the second half.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. So let's go to MFL Brossard.
Yes, MFL Brossard. Okay. Do you want to start?
I'll let you start.
All right. So I threw me under the bus there. But no, basically, so for MFL Brossard...
We could have just not spoken about it.
Yeah, no, I want to speak about it.
You wanted to speak about it, but I'm throwing you under the bus when I'm telling you to start.
Yes, whenever something bad happens, it's your fault.
Well, we can talk about the Outlaws, because I think they balled out last week in Brossard. It was like the Outlaws weekend.
Yes, my phone is
76 points they scored in that game against Shake and Bake. 74 points they scored, and then they also scored 46. So when you could score 74 and 46 in the same weekend, that's a lot of touchdowns, that's a lot of catches, that's a lot of points.
And that's with Steve not playing the second half of most of those games, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible when you think about it. Miles, who is starting to get a little bit on my nerves, he had a really good back-to-back games. Honestly, a stud, potentially getting the MVP in the Brossard League. Just maybe a little bold prediction, but look.
Oh, you thought you were gonna get it?
I didn't say that. Looking at the standings here, we're in first, Outlaws in second, then you got Bread and Circuses. So there's no spots locked up. It's pretty incredible now. You look at all 7 teams, all 7 still have a chance to make the playoffs. So 4 teams make the playoffs. Right now, Jackrabbits holding that down, that final playoff spot at 2 and 4. But they 2 and 6 right behind them, the 28 and 3, 2 and 6 Shake and Bake, and 1 and 6 Rusty Trombones.
And Jackrabbits are playing Rusty Trombones twice and Shake and Bake.
Chances are Jackrabbits will get that 4 spot, if we're betting.
Because John told you to say that?
Right, and also because John is the quarterback and I trust my quarterback every day
yes,
of the week.
But that's John throwing on Sundays after he balled out. Not only did he ball out with Aaron Lewis, he won a sub for Lean Mean Machines and he also balled out with them. That's why in his game this past weekend, he didn't ball out as much.
You can't expect 3 straight games. Yeah, I know.
Already 2 stretching it.
Yes,
I thought he wasn't going to win Lean Mean Machines. I chose Long Chefs to win that game.
Yes.
And then coming Sunday, his arm's hurting. He even said he would stop subbing for teams because just throwing twice in the weekend, it's a lot.
For sure. No, I feel you definitely. But if I had to pick, I'd say Jackrabbits get that battle for the first spot. Really between us and Outlaws.
That next game against them is going to be huge.
We're 7-0. They're 6-1. We're ahead by a game. But like you said, we're playing them this upcoming Sunday. So I think
Bread and Circuses has 2 games against us. We could go from 1 to 3 very easily.
Just like that. And I think, Bread and Circuses could leap us. There's a chance even Bread and Circuses
they're also playing Outlaws.
Exactly.
So a lot can happen.
If they win out, they get the 1 seed. So obviously...
It's also exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting in Brossard. Didn't think it was going to, come down to being this close. But big win by, I know we praise them a lot, but 28-3 against Shake and Bake. They were able to win to get that second win of the season, keep their playoffs hope alive.
Does their grade go to C- now? Or a C?
What was it before?
Like a D, D+.
Okay, so I'll go from a D to a D+, because they didn't let me play for Shake and Bake, so a D+. And it's going to be an exciting end of the season. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right. That's it
for Brossard. That's it. We went past our 30 seconds of airtime.
Let's preview some good games because this week has as the season is coming to an end and we're talking about these playoff matchups or who's gonna clinch the playoff spot. There's a lot of important games coming up with D1 Murray Crime Family against Ninja Turtles. How badly did Murray Crime Family lose that game?
Yeah, sorry Murray Crime. I got a few guys I know on the team, but please lose this game. Go partying Friday night. Do whatever you want. Have a good time. But yes, in order for the henchmen to make the playoffs, we're rooting against Centurions and against Mighty Crime Family. So we really need Ninja Turtles to win this game. I think if you look at this game, we like to talk about player matchups but I want to look at these two offenses and how different they are. You look at Mighty Crime Family, they like to slowly, mechanically, boringly move the ball down the field. And it's 2-yard pass, 3-yard pass, 4-yard pass, and it works. I can't say anything, right? If it works, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And then they can take that deep shot afterwards because they have the speedsters on that team to kind of blow over the top. And then you got Ninja Turtles that I don't think they know what a 5-yard hook is. I think it's bomb, post, bomb.
They know what a 5-yard hook and go is.
Yeah, exactly. Or a 5-yard
hook
slant
comes
up.
with the goal.
Right, yeah, of course. And so it's a really completely two different offenses in this game. I think that's going to be something to keep up for. I think the time of possession in this game is going to be 90% from already, 10% for Ninja Turtles, but not because Ninja Turtles won't score. I think it's going to be a close game.
It's going to be a really good game.
I'm excited to see this game.
I'd maybe rep this one. It's going to be a great game and maybe high scoring.
Yeah.
Both these teams have good offenses that score a lot of points.
Yeah.
And both these teams are new teams to the MFL and bring the Division 1 strength to another level, right?
Totally.
It wasn't just an Outlaws Henchmen kind of season this year, eh?
It wasn't. Think about it. The lost week 1 Ninja Turtles, and they've rallied off a bunch of straight wins after that loss.
Well, lucky when you guys got over them there.
I think we played well in that game, but both teams feeding the groove right now. Actually, I'm already surprisingly losing to Holy Trollers there, so you got to think
they're going to be hungry for a win.
Exactly. That's going to be a lot of storylines to watch in that game.
Let's go to D2. KOB and Pittsfog both coming off huge wins. That's gonna. These are two really good teams in D2 right now, eh?
I think that it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think that both of these teams want to win this game to show that they can be the top dog in the division. Of course, KOB come beating us, one of the better teams in the division. They want to prove they can do it for back-to-back weeks. Pretty getting Dom back, which seems to be the main case. I don't think he's going to be missing any more games. I think that's going to be must-see TV. And if there was a game of the week to be filmed this week, I think we could make a case that it could be that one. Two great quarterbacks, that could scramble, that could throw on the run. I look forward to it.
A match I'm looking forward to see is Alex Valliere, the new great rusher for KOB, who's been killing it in Division 2. See how he fares against Dom Lafar in this game. Can he contain him? Can he get sacks on him, multiple sacks in this game? That's going to be great and really exciting.
Yeah, pumped.
In D3, nice TDs are going up against deep threats.
Yeah, we have, we'll obviously make our picks at the end. We have a difference in opinion on this one. I think that this one is going to come down to the defensive side of the ball. And
Jonathan Svetna versus Andrew Grant show?
Yeah, oh man, that's going to be fun to see. Jonathan Svetna, Andrew Grant, maybe Jonathan Svetna, Chris Hope.
We know Svetna has a couple of heads over Grant, but
I say a couple of bodies.
We all hear how high Andrew could jump, right?
Yes, that's true. And I saw it with my own eyes reffing the game against Black Knight, so I think that's going to be a great matchup. This may be a little more low scoring than people think. You got two great QBs, but you also got two great defenses. You look at Svetna playing defense. Also, they have Blosey, who's a good defender. Then after you look at Andrew and Chris, who are D1 defenders there. I think this would be a close one, but look for it to be a little less scoring than people think.
Yeah, I can see that also. Maybe a 19-12 kind of a game. Yeah. In Division 4, lots of games. One game I'm really eager to see is how the serial killers bounce back. Mm-hmm. Are they still have someone filming the game? Did they post anything on Instagram?
They did. By the way, yes, they did. Which is I admire that a lot. After getting blown out, they still post it. They posted the highlights of that game as if they won the game, which was really cool.
There were highlights in that game?
Yeah, there were highlights. It was a 2-minute video. I watched it, and it was.
They scored
cool
0 points.
Yeah, but they still made plays. They still made catches, and the music in that video is hype. So whoever makes the music video, send me over the link because it's a cool background music in that video.
You want just the
what's saying? It's a cool bird. I don't know if it's a bird flapping or making noise, but
can you just Shazam it?
Yeah, but I want them to message me so
you can feel like you have friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Who are they playing? You didn't mention who they were
playing. So they're playing Les Panaches, who are undefeated.
Okay.
And how many times have we said this is a really good team? They're having a really good season, but they were bound to drop one. We could have said this about Les Panaches so many times. They're 6-0 right now. Yeah. They could have dropped against Rossas. They could have dropped one against Thunder Buddies, but they're still rolling and they're still winning convincingly, right?
What a turnaround, from last year to this year.
Well, they dropped the division also.
No, you're right still, but I mean, I'd say D3 got more competitive than it did. I think D4 got more competitive than it did last year, and Like,
but I also think them having played D3, even though they only won one game last year, like really built them for this, right? Like
totally.
I'd rather like you get much better playing against higher competition, right? Like,
yes, for sure.
Than just blowing out everyone. Like had they stayed in D4 last year, I don't think they would have been as good as they are now.
No, definitely. I just like
so I might go in D3 with Thunder Buddies next year, just come back down to D4 the year after.
Why not, honestly? But I think that like just basically what I was trying to say is like it's been a pleasant surprise. Like I knew they were going to be a solid team. I didn't think they'd be undefeated at this
they
point.
They also had that quarterback switch and like
which is big.
Yeah, and like Thomas and Martin like have a lot of football experience on that defense and offense, helping out the younger guys on that team. So so I really want to see how Serial Killer is going to bounce back. Like this team has shown that they could score a lot of points, right?
Yes.
And Panache is a veteran team that's played a lot of seasons in this league, who are a very good team. So it's interesting to see how they're going to bounce back. It's an important like Panache are going to keep that undefeated season alive. Our Serial Killer is going to bounce back with a big win. So that's going to be an interesting game.
Yep, look forward to it.
In D5, we got late last calls against Gold Rush.
Yeah, that's going to be that's going to be a really good one. I think that, both teams...
With Phoenix on a bye week, it was a tough decision to see who we're going to talk about
now. Yeah, that's true, exactly. With no Kevin, it's...
I think Kevin deserves that bye week, rushing for like 67 yards and like 2 carries last week.
Having to do the fields and all that stuff. No, for sure. Whenever Kevin gets a break, he deserves a break for sure. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I expect it to be a one-possession game. Like we talked about Guillaume being a great quarterback. Obviously, we know Levy quarterback for Gold Rush. Gold Rush has like quite a few stud players, and for like D5, the plays they're able to make are plays you see in D3 and D2. Just like I can see this team eventually moving up, but they seem to have players that have picked up, I don't know about their previous flag experience, but they seem to know the game of flag football. And it's really with Gold Rush, it's not a team that's coming to necessarily have fun and to gain football knowledge, as they know it's stuff. And like for them, it's like win a championship or bust. They have the players they need, they have the quarterback they need, and they're a really good team. And for the last calls, big win. I think this is going to be like, I think it's going to be whoever wins the game is going to win by 1 point.
Yeah, I can see
that's going to be a close game.
Well, all D5 games are close now,
yes.
So it's funny because remember on the first show I said that like the D5 like inherited the D4 all-time stats.
Right.
So like good luck trying to beat my especially my rushing like records and all that. One guy that took it seriously was Kevin. He keeps talking to me about that's why he's rushing this much. Right. That's why he's running and like almost dying on the field out there. But he's still very, very far away. The guy that is on pace to shatter it is Travis on Gold Rush. He's on pace right now to go for over 600 yards rushing this season. Wow. I didn't check if he got the single game record yet, but probably has.
Right, yeah, probably.
It's like Travis could just I know he's trying to get better as a thrower and he's a quarterback to not just run, but when he runs, no one could stop him in that division.
No, it's so true. And the thing about Travis is not only can he run, but he also has a good ball.
Yeah.
He also throws the ball well, so it's like when you've got a dual threat quarterback like that, what do you stop first?
Yeah,
it's hard for defenses.
All right. Without further ado, let's go into our picks.
Yes, let's get it. Like you said, you have a 2-game lead, but we'll be showing the standings right in the next article. Yeah. I'm right behind you. I think Kevin's still third, but it's close.
Yeah, Kevin and John and John.
Yeah, from you to John and Kevin, it's still fairly close.
Yeah, there's a 4% difference only, so it's very, very tight.
You never know. You never know.
Hey, also let us know who you're rooting for. Who would you guys like to win? I'm not saying to win or lose purposely your game after that to for us to be right or wrong, but
I mean, you can do that. If you do that,
are you Team Terry? Are you Team Willie? Are you Team Commish or are you Team the Mouth for this? Because we have the competition going on between us. We're trash talking each other and all that, but you guys get involved too.
Yeah, for sure. We should do an Instagram thing and maybe
start it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I already do enough for this show. You can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed.
Let's go, Bitter Boys by Centurions.
Bitter Boys Centurions, give me Centurions in this one. They need this win 1,000 times more than Bitter Boys do. Like we talked about, Bitter Boys, you can never take them for granted. They're a good team. They're going to come. Hopefully they have Robert back in this game for them. I just think at the end of the day, Centurions need to win more. They're going to be playing with more intensity.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also going with Centurions on this one. Next up, Murdy Crime Family and the Ninja Turtles. I was really going back and forth on this one. I can't have a hard time seeing Murdy Crime Family lose 2 games in a row. After that loss, they're going to be hungry for a win. But I just see Ninja Turtles slightly getting the win, on converts or
I agree. I just think that, and the reason is just because they're on a high right now, and they're on a high, and that train doesn't seem to be stopping. They're going up,
Those
up, up.
Those brothers are too explosive.
That's what I mean. We haven't seen them being slowed down in the recent weeks. Why pick against them?
Wade just balled out this past week. We've seen the QB carousel between Wade and Tam. Wade Wade usually starts the games and Tam comes in, but this game was Wade from beginning to end.
Yeah,
and he completely won it.
Happy for him. He's been playing really well the past few weeks, and I think he's gonna ball out again this week.
Then we got Outlaws against Holy Trollers.
Yeah, the old rivalry, right, of in years past. I think this one, maybe a little more close than people think. At the end of the day, I'm going to give me Outlaws by 12. I think you guys stay undefeated. I do like what Holy Trollers are doing. I love that they, not only did they win their last game, but no matter what, like, it's a cheesy line I always say, but like you talked about, against the Henchmen.
You're a cheesy type of guy, so.
That is very true. Can't deny it. Against the Henchmen, they played the entire hour, right? It's an hour? Whatever, they played the whole game.
You ref these games, right?
They played the whole game, and I think they're going to do it against you guys too. I think they're going to want to win. They're going to want to show they can beat the undefeated team in the division. Unfortunately for them, I think the star power on Outlaws is too strong, so give me you guys to win.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment much, but I'm just going to say that like if there's a week where you would not want to face Holy Trollers, it's this week.
Well
so,
said.
No matter how strong one team is, it always seems to be close games between us, so it's going to be a fun game to play in.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Honor Game against D Nasty.
I'm playing, so I can't pick it.
What are your comments on the game, though?
Must
are you guys
win
gonna
for
come
us.
Back?
Yeah, we really got to win this one, especially after losing last week. D Nasty, obviously a tough team to play against. I think
is Dave already emailing John so you and Marv could both play?
He's already emailed him.
He's already?
Oh yeah, most probably. He's probably doing it as we speak too. John, check your inbox right now. You probably have 400 messages. But no, it's going to be a good game. I think it's two experienced teams when you think about it. And I think it becomes like not a must win, but both teams coming off a loss, you want to kind of get that taste out of your mouth. Yeah. I think both teams are going to bring their A game.
It's funny because as good as Dynasty is, and like they're a really, really good team, they're also very beatable. I'm not just saying that because OG Panthers just beat them, but like I think you could create mismatches against them. And like whether it's you or Marvin that's playing, I don't see who they could really stop. And on defense, you guys are both ball hawks. So like I got Honor Game in this game.
Appreciate the love.
Just stating facts. Les Petits Fuck KLB. We spoke about this game being a big game in this division. Yes. I'm gonna go with KLB just in this one. I don't know. Like every time they ball out, they tend to like slow it down the next week. I'm going a little bold in this one. I think Petits Fuck are maybe the slightly stronger team when they're all there. But for now, I think I'm sticking with KLB.
I went back and forth in this one as well. I'm picking Petits Fuck to win in this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I talk about it often, like teams to make the first turnover, teams to make the first mistake. Like that team, the team that capitalizes off that error will end up winning the game. And I think it's going to, come early on. I think whoever wins the coin toss may ask for ball first. You want to kind of go set up that pace.
No one really does that.
Sorry?
No one really does that.
No. I think it's like something that like as captain of the henchmen, in some ways I
talking about winning the coin toss. I'm surprised you didn't say a little story of the Outlaws henchmen.
Oh my god. Okay, let's get into it right now. Okay, side note, folks. Outlaws. Oh my god, I can't believe we're saying this story. Okay, Outlaws henchmen. Just to show you how Stephen Harpersad has a horseshoe.
Where does he have the horseshoe?
Up his butt. He has a horseshoe up his butt, okay? It was 34-34. The game goes to overtime against Henchmen Trollers. Steve is too...
Henchmen Outlaws.
Sorry, Henchmen Outlaws. Sorry, that's how much I'm getting ahead of myself. Henchmen Outlaws. Steve is too busy giving crap to his players that he has to do the coin toss. So... John says 1 or 2, right? Because he doesn't have a coin to flip. So meaning 1 or 2. He puts it behind his back. Steve understands, am I going to go for 1 or am I going to go for 2 in overtime? So he says, yeah, I'll go for 1. And he's giving crap to Dave, and then John goes, yeah, I had a 1. I was like, my God. I said, even when the guy doesn't even know what's happening, he still gets it right. I'm like, that's when you know he has the palm of his hand in the league. He got it right. They ended up winning the game.
It's the benefit of being a taxi driver and being a quarterback in Division 1, right?
Yes, well said. And don't forget that when we went to McDonald's after, Marvin took credit for winning the coin toss, even though he was nowhere in the vicinity of the coin toss.
I wasn't in the Evolve the coin toss. I'm like, oh, yo, Marv, because I knew Marv uses the coin toss before the game. And
yeah.
I'm like, so Marv, you won the coin toss overtime? Yeah, I won it. Then you tell the story, and Marv's like, yeah, I still won it.
So like Steve to be giving crap to his player and still getting the coin toss, right?
Stop saying Steve gives crap to his player, because like Steve's a great
he is a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. But he'll give crap to his players when needs be. No, but we love Steve.
And look what happened. We won the game.
Yeah. That's Dad. Dad came up clutch, and no, we love you, Dad.
So what team were you picking?
I have no clue. What were we talking about?
Petits Fuck KLB. How the hell did we get to this?
Whoever wins the coin toss should pick ball first. Yes, exactly. I don't know where I was going with that. I just say
but they're not going to pick ball first.
Whoever scores first wins. I'm going to end off saying that. And I give my pick, right?
Yeah, you said Fuck. Yeah. I hope Alex Valial is rushing down the floor. I want to see that. I want to see how that goes.
Be fun.
Yeah. Then we got OG Panthers Lone Chef.
Give me OG to win this one. That'd be your third straight win.
Yeah.
Is that like a career high for OG?
Maybe.
Give me OG to win this game. They're playing
We're sitting in 4th place right now in Division 2.
Holy cow. Wow, that's... if ever there's a 4th place team you want to play, it's them. But no, I'm kidding.
So why are you picking us then?
I'm kidding. You're right. That's not nice. Long Chefs, yeah, they've been coming up. They've been coming strong. They're definitely a good team. Unfortunately, They've lost quite a few games now, their last few ones, but not for lack of effort. They do have some great players on that team.
Well, they're coming off a game against Outlaws, so...
Right, exactly. It's tough. I think you guys are hitting stride right now, and you guys look good in those jerseys, so pick you guys to win.
How sick are those jerseys?
They're pretty nice, bro. I think I'm just going to take them just to, like, take one.
If you ever want to join...
I subbed for a game for you guys, so I think I merit having a jersey.
Then we got Lean Mean Machines against Outlaws D2.
You pick first?
Outlaws D2, man, this offense is unstoppable.
Really?
People are telling me that Steve should not be able to throw in D2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't have any D1 players besides Dave on that team, I believe. That's a long pause.
Yes, I'll agree with you.
Oh, Nick Blair.
Josh Lean.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Josh and Nick Blair. Okay, yeah, true. So they does have a couple of D1 players, but like they're not like the William Powers of D1, right? The lead leader in interceptions, or the Marvin Steinbergs of D1, right? So like,
I like that.
So this offense unstoppable, scoring 58 points. They also scored like 50 points that first game against KLB. Like, yes, their defense is weaker than the top defenses in D2, but why do you need a defense if you're scoring that many points? If you're scoring on every single drive, all you need is for them to miss a convert, the other team, right?
100% and 1,000%. And you look at a guy that's not mentioned much, Julian on the team.
Yeah.
Julian, I saw him make quite a few nice catches. I know he scrimmaged with us sometime, not in the winter there, but just before the season started. He developed a chemistry with Steve, and I see Steve throwing him the ball like as if he's like trust him as much as he does Smoota, you know what I mean? Like just like in terms of guys that he has faith in. And this guy seems to be like catching the league by storm. And not only is he a guy that's flying under the radar, I think like he may be becoming that number one receiver for this team.
Yeah. Next up, we got Joyce Haters against Red Zone. I went back and forth on this one.
So did I.
Both teams coming off like tough losses. I have Red Zone for now, but I heard they might be missing players. So like my pick might change before Saturday depending on who they got. But I could see Red Zone pulling this off.
I picked Red Zone as well. Make sure if you find out who's missing, you let me know.
I will not tell you.
Yeah, that's no wonder you have a 2-game lead. But Red Zone, I love what they're doing, man. That two-headed monster.
You know what's funny? I got that 2-game lead, but had Thunder Buddies won, it would have been a 1-game lead, right? Because I can't pick my own game, and then you would have got the win on that one.
That's because we picked Thunder Buddies. You lost on purpose.
No, I did not.
I know what you're doing.
No.
Dom, Tristan Lassard and Dom for that team, two-headed monster. Mike Ware has his team playing super well. I think it may be a little bit of an upset to pick Red Zone.
Yeah, I was thinking it's a little bit of an upset.
But I think I'm taking Red Zone to win in this one.
I could like kind of do that since I have like a lead now. So like I was feeling a little bold. Like I was picking like KLB.
Yeah, it's true because you're leading by so many games. That's true.
Then both of these teams have a double header and they're facing each other. Red Zone against Outlaws. How good is this game going to be?
Very good. Very good. Battle of two great quarterbacks. Battle of two experienced quarterbacks. Give me Outlaws to win in this one. Another high-scoring game. I think that at the end of the day, Outlaws get the turnovers they need to win this game.
I also see Outlaws winning just because, like I said, like I cannot see the Red Zone defense stopping the Outlaws, and I could see Outlaws maybe getting 1 or 2 stops in this game, maybe creating throwing a bad pick here. Like as much as Red Zone have an explosive offense, when I ref that game against Honor Game, it was such a low-scoring game that I could see them having like a harder time on offense in a given week. So I got Outlaws D2 in this one. Going into D3, we've got nice CDs against Chiefs. Why'd you pick the Chiefs?
I didn't. Good try, Terry. Good try. I'm not very prepared for the show, but I'm more prepared than that. I picked nice TDs because they're the much better team. I do think Chiefs have been like getting better week in and week out, but I see this game maybe a little bit one-sided. Nice TDs, a D2 team playing in D3, give me them to win.
Yeah, nice he's also winning, and there's probably the game where Chris and Andrew might not play any defense and be like, yeah, see, we're not playing defense. Old school against the Mustard Tigers.
Yes, I'm picking Mustard Tigers in this one. They are
first win.
First win. They're winless. Give me Mustard Tigers to get this win. I believe in this team. They have way too good of a team to keep losing games. That's all I'm saying.
I got old school. Dyke was away for a couple of weeks. He's coming back this week.
Yes, he'll be back.
Old school Dyke at quarterback, man. They're
New
too
level.
strong.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll be a close game, but give me Tigers in the upset.
Mustard Tigers, the previous 2 seasons that they played, they were 7-3, 4-1, and that season I got cut short by COVID, so like 11-4 in 15 games, and now they're like struggling. But I still believe they could turn around at any point, and they're still a D3 team. They're better than the record shows.
100%.
And they had a hard schedule, right?
Yeah.
The game of the week in D3, Deep Threats, nice TDs.
That's going to be a good one. I went back and forth on this one. I'm going nice TDs. I think at the end of the day, like I talked about, this game is going to be a little bit lower scoring than we think. I think that Andrew and Chris are able to get interceptions in this game. Svetna as well. I think it's going to come down. I think the running of both quarterbacks is going to be key in this game.
So Andrew and Chris are definitely not going to play defense in that first game to make sure
they're healthy for this game for sure. No, but just out of what I was saying, I think I expect both quarterbacks to rush for close to 40 yards in this game. Maybe
Really?
maybe a rushing touchdown each. I think that you got ball hawks on both sides of the defense. Maybe they'll be closing up
Daniel
lanes.
Murray's a good. Good rusher.
They're definitely two good rushers for both teams.
Two of the top
Two great rushers. I just think that both quarterbacks may rely a little bit more on their speed and their running ability. So I think that I went back and forth, but I'm going nice CDs.
I can't pick. I cannot not pick my boy Jonathan Svetna.
Fair.
I got deep bets in this one. I think it's going to be Jonathan Svetna's show. I think I see him getting a couple of touchdowns and bothering Chris a lot on that defense.
Fair.
Chris is a smart quarterback, but he'll have no choice. If he wants to target Andrew, or he's going to have to throw over Svetna, and we know how hard you can't throw over Svetna, right?
No, it's hard. It's hard. And Svetna's double the size of Andrew, right? So it's going to be difficult. Literally. I think two of Andrew's is probably shorter than Svetna.
Average Joe's Chiefs. Is this where you pick the Chiefs?
Average Joe's. I picked Average Joe's because they're on a roll. And no, I do feel like picking the Chiefs eventually. I think this one is kind of a tough one. Average Joe's are rolling, Terry, and I think
they got Jason the quarterback, man. That's all you got to say.
And he's having he had a little bit of a tough game last week. I think he's going to bounce back and keep riding the ship with these guys.
I also got Average Joe's. Lieutenant Black Knights. I'll go first. I can't see Black Knights dropping 2 games in a row now, and Leon playing poorly a second game, but I can also see Lieutenant losing, and Phil Farron was not there last week. I know he's looking at the receiver race with him and Svetna. Svetna balled out, so he's like, man, I got to get more receptions, I got to get more TDs, I got to help my team win. Got to go up the standings. So I got Lieutenant.
I'm going Black Knights in the upset simply because this is a game they really need.
I don't know if it'll really be an upset.
No, I'd say if you look at their record, it's an upset. Maybe on paper it's not an upset. Look at their rosters, but sometimes, Terry, in sports, a team really needs to win, and they're going to come out with more fire. And I think Black Knights need this game more, and I think Leon's going to have these guys in a good position. And give me Black Knights to win this game.
Sure, there's no Chris and Andrew on Lieutenant defense to pick off Leon 4 times, eh?
There you go.
Big boys, Iron Wolves. I'm going with Iron Wolves. That's it.
I'm going to be checking the score in this game. I'm actually unfortunately missing that game.
Oh, then I might go with...
No.
Of course not. John's going to get John's going to get Marvin a sub, right?
Don't flatter me that much, Terry. Thank you very much.
No, but I'm not, because John's going to... He's going to get Marvin a sub, or Svetna a sub, or...
Yeah, and I think that'd be fair. We're D1 player there, but no, it's unfortunate game I'll be missing, but...
Who is him, you know?
No clue, and I wouldn't tell.
Oh, that's John.
Yeah.
Tell me.
But go Wolves.
You got Serial Killers and Les Panaches.
Going Panache again. Second week street picking against serial killers. I'm sorry, guys. Nothing.
No more shoutouts on that Instagram account.
Yeah, I know. For real. Unfollow Willpower on Instagram.
You ain't getting that music video.
No. For real. That's for sure. I just think I think this would be a good game. Les Panaches is a great team, undefeated. I think they keep it rolling, and I see the Felix rushing for quite a few yards in this game.
Yeah, I also got Les Panaches in this game. Titans, Les Boucher, I got Titans. Ben McMahon's still gonna be on a roll. He did have he won by 20 points, but it was against Airborne last week. But it was a surprising only win by 20 point kind of game.
Right. I think that this game Titans blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw Sauce Airborne.
Give me Raw Sauce. Like I told you, Terry,
Airborne's having a tough season, man.
Yeah, they are having a tough season, Airborne, but more so Raw Sauce because I'm on the Raw Sauce bandwagon.
So we got Flamingos with a doubleheader playing against Sneaky Snakes and Wolfpack. I got the Flamingos. Usually a team that beats me, I kind of pick them the week after. So I do think Sneaky Snakes will be in this game from beginning to end, but I see Flamingos pulling it off at the end of the day. And I'll see Flamingos beating Wolfpack in the second of that back-to-back.
I got them going 2-0 as well. I think great win for the Sneaky Snakes. Where they desperately needed that win.
Isn't Marvin playing with the Wolfpack and you're not picking them?
Is Marvin playing with the Wolfpack? Could be. Give me Flamboyant Flamingos. They got the team. I think that they'll have their full roster back, and I think they're the team to beat in the division.
Let's go with Les Last Calls against Gold Rush.
This is a tough game for me to pick. I went back and forth after seeing Les Last Calls last week. I was really impressed by them. Gold Rush is also a good team. I think that this may come down to the wire. I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. Give me Gold Rush getting the win and Travis throwing for a game-winning TD late in the game.
Until I suspect that someone could stop Travis's running, I'm going with Gold Rush all the way. So I got Gold Rush in this one. And then Spin Doctors, Los Politos. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think Spin Doctors coming off the L are going to win this game.
Same. I got Spin Doctors winning this game. They got talent, they got depth, and they got the veteran experience you need in the MFL.
So It's true. You're not gonna be on the show next week.
Yes, folks. We're not. Well, before we end the show, I'm gonna be going on vacation.
We'll have a special guest.
Yes, we'll have a special guest.
We're taking applications because Will's missing a couple of other shows. So if ever you want to might want to be on the show,
for sure,
send me your CV. I want half a page description of why you think you'll be a good host. He's not hard to beat, but you still have to be somewhat well-spoken.
If you are a tenth as good as me, then I think that you deserve to come back on the show again. But yeah, folks, thanks for reminding me. I won't be here next week. I should be here the week after, and then I'll be missing 2 weeks after that. Summertime, working a summer camp, got vacation, so I'm going to really miss doing the show. I'll be there.
Football over everything, eh? Football over everything.
Football over everything. It's the football, friends, family, the 3 Fs, man. And
but the camp goes before that.
No, you gotta like, it's a balance, Terry. It's balanced. But yeah, I won't be there. I'll be there for my first game with Honor Game this weekend. Then I'll be leaving straight.
You're playing that game?
Yes.
No,
but I'll be there to at least watch Honor Game play or play in that game, and so I'll be there for you guys. It's been super fun doing the show. I'm gonna miss doing the show with you, Terry. As annoying as you can be sometimes, it has been fun doing the show.
I don't know if I miss you all that much.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say that. But yeah, so I won't be here next week. Should be here the week after. But don't forget, bold predictions.
Bold predictions? What do you got?
You want me to go first? You go first.
I mean, you have to go first.
I came prepared for this one.
Really?
Yes. Bold prediction.
That's surprising.
But that's the bold. That's one.
Is that the only note you have, like, on your paper?
Bro, when you got everything up here, you don't need notes.
So that's your first bold prediction, that you came prepared?
That's one. My bold prediction is that I came prepared, and then I'll be prepared in 2 weeks. Next one, Kale will be a petit fuck. Both teams score over 45 points in that game.
Both teams score? Oh.
Both teams score over 45. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be high scoring.
Damn. I should have went first, and now people are going to think I'm copying you.
I think that both teams, you're not doing that. And I think both teams go over 45 points. And another bold prediction is that Kevin will be wearing a shirt for at least one of the games this week.
He always wears a shirt during the game.
Well, okay, like he'll be wearing a shirt like more than he usually does.
So
after he does the field, he'll be wearing a shirt.
Okay.
That's bold.
Yeah. Okay.
That's more bold than my first bold prediction.
I was going to say Moretti Crime Family and Ninja Turtles each score over 45, but I'll say that they combine for over 100.
Damn. That's pretty bold.
Yeah. I see it being a shootout.
Taking shots at the defenses.
At the same time, it's even bold because that Joey Taylor offense wins games, but they don't score that many points since they slowed the game down a lot. So
facts.
But they might have to go bomb after bomb, right?
For sure. You never know. Never know. MFL, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
All right, folks, that's it for this episode. Really hope you enjoyed the show. Gonna miss you guys. Terry, good luck with your next guest next week. I don't even know who that is, so I can't even break you the news. But see you guys at the field Saturday. Stay healthy, stay safe, and
Don't forget to comment on the stuff we told you guys to comment, or let us know the stuff we said to let us know.
Write us, or else I'm gonna start writing people just to feel like
you're gonna start what?
I'm gonna start writing people so I can get a message, just so they get like a message back.
All right, see you guys next week.